Good Friday to you. Glad tidings indeed. Let's thunder off, let's call off another week. Let's welcome the weekend. Hopefully, it's a weekend of rest. You can always remember things to celebrate this week. If you are like me, I celebrate life. I celebrate the sense of peace and the fact that I have a community of Tukuriada donors around the world, my neighbors, my friends, my family. I appreciate everybody on board. We can get bigger, we can get larger, we can embrace each other, our ecosystem can be stretched out, we can make it larger than life. Hence, we can have an oasis of peace and a sense of community. Hey, I'm encouraging subscribers. That's exactly what I'm trying to say in different language. Hey, my friend, it's Friday. It's Friday. What do you think is happening on Friday in Tukuriada? Well, let's look forward to the weekend. Saturday, maybe Sunday, is a long flight from here to what I'm looking at this coming weekend. We're going to be flying almost maybe 20 hours to Sydney, Australia. Yes, I said it. We are going down under, but we have to fly to get under there. Aussie, here we come. Guess who is in town in Sydney this weekend? The GOATs. The GOAT. The greatest athletes we ever had, Eliud Kipchoge. Did I just say Eliud Kipchoge? I had to pause and ask myself, did I just say his name? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Eliud Kipchoge is attending a marathon, is participating, is one of the front runners in Sydney, Australia this weekend in the World Athletics Platinum level event on Saturday. I said it. Shabbat. Happy Shabbat to you too. Eliud Kipchoge is lining up. He's trying it out again. The last time Eliud Kipchoge was in an event of this magnitude or even this caliber was in London. He didn't do very well for his age and for his work that is done or his lifespan in this athletics community we know of. He didn't do very bad. I think he was 6th or 5th. If I'm wrong, I'm okay with that being wrong in the placings. It doesn't matter for Eliud. He finishes the race, he's a winner. He wins, well, it's another trophy. It's another flower on his echelons of accomplishment. This guy is in Sydney, and not only is he in Sydney, this is what he says. And I usually like reading him because if you have watched Eliud Kipchoge's careers post his prime, because really he hasn't been able to live up to the 201, 2 hours and plus, or breaking 2 hours kind of prime time or prime level he was before. But this, I like to read what he says. He's become more spiritual, more philosophical, more life-oriented kind of quotes he shares with the world these days. This is what he says about being down there in Tokyo. Not Tokyo. Did I say Tokyo? Yeah, I'm in World Championship mode, am I not? When he's in Sydney this weekend. This is what he says. I like to read, I appreciate this guy. I'm really looking forward to racing another major and experiencing the energy of the Sydney crowds. And I'm quoting the wrong person. I think I misquote. Let me go back to Eliud. I apologize, my audience, but that's how things go sometimes. What did he say something here? I think I'm quoting somebody else. Anyway, I'll skip the quote because I'll just focus on the fact that Eliud Kipchoge is racing this weekend. And to say he's racing this weekend doesn't mean he's going to win. It doesn't mean he won't surprise us either. So Eliud Kipchoge, given the disciplinarian he is, he has put in the work. He has the greatest coach in Patrick Sang, whom I'll never cease to say is one of the best coaches we've ever had in this side of the universe, this side of history. And for him even to show up and say he's going to Sydney is incredible. Some of us really have to give it a voice whenever we can. And I don't miss the opportunity to say Eliud Kipchoge is down under and is going to give us what he has left in the tank. Because we are talking of somebody who has run 2 hours, 1 minute, and 09 according to the records we have. The other competition around him this weekend will be behind Wilegese of Ethiopia, who is a 202 guy, and then Vincent Ngetich, and it goes on and on. It's a good lineup. It's Kenya, Ethiopia, and let me see how far we go. There's a German there, and yes, we are pretty much looking at an East African affair. Ethiopia, Kenya. The lineup is deep, and Eliud Kipchoge is the name. Like I said, the last time this guy did his thing was in London. And let me tell you something about Eliud Kipchoge. For me and for us who appreciate marathon, even track, if we remember when he was at the top of his game, when he was in the track races, this guy commands respect. And I think Sydney crowd will give him what he deserves. And I think he's going to be impressive to see him. We'll see the results. Marathon is not something you predict because you can never predict marathon, my friend. If you are that kind of a person who's gonna predict it, well, go ahead and do it because I'm not doing it. All I know is that the GOAT, Eliud Kipchoge, is going down under to Australia in Sydney and is running marathon this weekend. Look out! He might surprise us again. I say goats because Sifan Hassan, the Dutch, the woman, the great, the GOAT, the Olympic champion, is going to Sydney too to do her thing. And there's one thing you have to say about some of these great athletes. You have to give them space. Allow them to be these days. They are the ambassadors. They represent the entire community of athletics when they show up. Sifan Hassan is down there and she's doing her thing. And I think what I was reading before you guys was what she was saying. And here is what she says. And I'll read it because it's right in front of me this time around. I almost read the wrong thing for Eliud Kipchoge. She's saying, I'm really looking forward to racing another major since London. That's the last time she competed. And experiencing the energy of the Sydney crowds. Australia is such a strong athletics nation. A great marathon needs passionate and loud fans. So I'm excited. The last time I remember watching this lady doing marathon and going elbowing out our compatriot in the Paris Olympics last summer was incredible. And here she goes again. And yes, Sifan Hassan, Eliud Kipchoge in Sydney this weekend for marathon. And for me, this is what you look forward to. Outside track, outside the big names of the Lower Niles, the Sydney McLaughlin of track and field, the Faith of this world, that track is a contained, good environment to cheer them going lap after lap. This is marathon in Sydney. And here is where we see the great. These guys are Hall of Famers, fast vote. They are going down the annals of history as being one of the best we ever experienced and watched at the biggest stage. And yes, let me give you a competition. There's Bridget Koske from Kenya, and Sifan, of course, she the Netherlands. Netherlands is Dutch, right? Yes, she has 213 time coming in. She's gonna be facing Koske Bridget who is 214, and Wekenesh Edessa the Ethiopian. It's gonna be an Ethiopian-Kenyan affair, not Kenyan, Dutch, Ethiopia, Kenya in the women category. Looking forward to this event. It's gonna be magnificent. It's always great to see the great. And we'll see how it pans out. I think it's Saturday morning. I don't know how many hours Sydney is from us. It could be like a day ahead of us. So that was my preview on the weekend. It's going to be a great weekend in marathon, as I said. Eliud Kipchoge and Sifan Hassan in Sydney down under. Here we go again. Preview updates. Tuko Riadha. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. And don't forget to click. Don't forget to say you love this thing. And if you love it, show some love. Give me some comments and wish you well, guys. Blessed. The other side of the pillow is lovely. Talk to you later. As we continue, we march on in athletics and World Championship coming up in Tokyo. Ciao. See you later.